Inside that location where the leaders are meeting with this report from Siddharth.
With its scenic background, Schloss Elmau in Bavaria is ideal place to host the G7 summit. It has the logistic and the security requirement to host such a mega summit. It's steeped in history, and in the past as well it has hosted the G7 summit. That was way back in 2015.
Schloss Elmau is located near the village of Krun in the district of Garmisch-Partenkirchen, about 100 kilometers south of Munich. It's in a valley in the heart of the Wetterstein mountains at an altitude of around 1,000 meters. This is not for the first time that it's hosting a G7 summit. These are visuals from 7 years ago. G7 leaders of that time, hugs and pleasantries, far away from the COVID crisis and the turmoil of the 2020s. In 2015, Schloss Elmau hosted the 41st G7 summit, led by the then German Chancellor Angela Merkel. The famous picture of Merkel talking to former US President Barack Obama with the backdrop of the Bavarian Alps is the image that stood out from that summit. And there are other similarities as well. The 2015 G7 Germany summit was dominated by Russian actions in Crimea.
And pluralism survived and will survive. This is a community of values. And that is why Russia is not among us here today and will not be invited as long as it behaves aggressively against Ukraine and other countries.
This time the Russian invasion of Ukraine will be top of the agenda, with a strong statement expected which slams Moscow for the invasion. Schloss Elmau has had an eventful and rich history. It was built by philosopher Johann Müller originally as a meeting place between 1914 and 1916. It had hosted politicians and cultural figures of the Weimar Republic. Construction was made possible with financial assistance from Elsa, the Countess of Waldersee. Professor Carlos Sattler, Müller's brother-in-law, served as the architect. In 1942, it was leased to German forces, only to be requisitioned by the US Army in 1945. It has served as a home for concentration camp survivors, a convalescent home for tuberculosis patients, and even converted into a hostel. In 2005, the house was destroyed by a fire and was rebuilt by Müller Elmau, the founder's grandson. In fact, the place has a number of elephant motifs on pillows and elsewhere, because Müller Elmau is known to have a soft corner for India and has regularly travelled to the country. The place also has a yoga retreat, something that was used during the G7 summit in 2015.
Steeped in history and beautiful landscape, Schloss Elmau is hosting the summit at a time when the Russian invasion of Ukraine is dominating the geopolitics, especially in Europe. Europe is shocked by the invasion and is counting the costs. One of the big outcomes of the G7 summit is expected to be on new sanctions against President Putin and putting a brave face amidst Moscow's aggression on Ukraine. With video journalist Ajit Siddharth for WION in Germany.